It's many high schoolers' dream to be away from their parents and live their own lives. Many students come to college with the mentality that they are prepared for what lies ahead in their academics. But are they really? Those 4 years could either be the most memorable or the worst. From waking up in the mornings for those 8 a.m. classes to meeting with professors for extra study help, college takes students to a whole different environment. So what exactly makes high school and college different?
There's so much excitement and you're so anxious, and then your parents leave and you're alone in your room, and it's kind of just all this build up to just realize it's actually kind of nerve-wracking, and
it hits you.
You're at a place by yourself and your parents just drove home and you didn't go with them, and now you have to make new friends and you're basically starting all over. So it's very exciting, but it's also a little scary.
The professors are probably the biggest thing that are different from high school, because in high school, the high school teachers would really get to know everybody and on a personal level, all their students. And here in college, they sometimes don't even know your name. The most I can get to know them is if I go in their office hours and I ask them questions about the class.
It's highly recommended to go meet with your professors outside of class to gain that bond while studying during the process.
I didn't study half as much as I do now. In high school, if I didn't study, I can get away with an A. So, just showing up usually isn't enough. If it's not a gen ed, just showing up and paying attention, you have to go outside of class to review the book.
Books can be overpriced, so don't let that money go to waste or buy them off websites for a cheaper price.
Books are so expensive in college, and you can get the same book. You could rent it off of Amazon. You can get books off Chegg for literally less than half the price, and they're the same book. So just wait out. My tip is to wait until your teacher tells you if you need the book, first of all, because 80% of the time you're not going to even use the book, and you just spent $100 on it and you never even use it.
If you wanted to be the best in your field, you would be reading that book every day. With the mentality of if you wanted to succeed and go far in life, then you would buckle down and you'd read that thing and know it like the back of your hand.
Lastly, parents were always there for help when needed, but coming to college means more independence. Parents are not there to tell you to brush your teeth or clean your room, making students responsible for the decisions they make.
I learned to get very responsible very fast when it wasn't the type of thing where I said, hey mom, I need you to, can you grab my shoes? I forgot them. And it was, no, I need to run back and I need to get my own shoes. It was a big jump with responsibility, but I adjusted pretty quick.
Not all of college revolves around classwork. Joining clubs like flag football, ultimate frisbee, or soccer helps individuals both physically and mentally.
If I didn't have soccer, then I would just have to work out on a regular basis, on my own, because one way for me to relieve stress is to exercise, be physically active in some way. And if I'm stressed out about school and classes, I know I have training in a couple of hours I can go to, and I can just forget all of that, and then I get back to studying.
Staying healthy is also very challenging for students because they aren't as active as they were in high school. So, always find the time to exercise so you don't gain that freshman 15.
I put on 20 pounds first semester, so that was shocking. And that's why I want to start going to the rec more, running, lifting, that sort of stuff. And to me, that's a really good way to, even if you don't put on weight and you're not trying to take off weight, it's a good way to get out energy, and it makes you feel productive.
To some, college means partying and having a great time with your friends. Making those memories will always remain with students for years, but it's more important to know how much is too much.
But it's important to put school first and not parties. Don't get me wrong, it's fun, we all want to have fun. It's part of the experience, but you really need to put school first, because I've already seen people that have had to drop out freshman year because they didn't take the school.
Still, having personal time is what others aspire to have as you progress throughout the years in college.
I like having my time to myself. It's fun to have some crazy adventures, but I've found that when you go out, rarely it's better when you do go out, because it's not compared to any other time. So it's wow, this is great, cool, I see all these people and I haven't seen them in a while. It really makes it great, and then you can take your little hiatus.
Going to college isn't as simple as people think. It requires dedication and lots of time.
You have to keep your priorities straight. You study, and then maybe you go out. But you always have to do your priorities first.
Take school seriously and get involved in stuff. Don't just sit in your room, because it can get boring.
So you get what you put in. So if you want to be successful, then put in the work. It's not going to do itself.
But what matters most is what you make of college. You control the decisions you make, and with the right mentality and a few lessons from the tips we just learned about, anyone will be prepared for what's to come.